Hey y'all! I know you've been patiently waiting for this, but it's finally here! I must apologize for the state of everything here right now. We were all kind of blindsided at how well received this has been, so we haven't exactly had time to build a proper studio for myself and my team. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Well, that's a lot of rings.
What do you run for EDC?
I don't care much. I got Z-Full gauze and a tourniquet and a multi-tool my papa gave me actually a long time ago. Most of the time I'm wearing a T1C belt and holster with my FN509. It's got a TLR1HL light and no optic though because I can't afford one yet.
What's your favorite weird but cool gun from history? One that makes you think what were they smoking, but is still cool because it dared to see if there was another philosophy of design.
It's easily gotta be the XM29 OICW. It's a rifle with a built-in 20mm grenade launcher, and it's got a big old computer for an optic, and a bunch of buttons at the trigger guard. On top of being one of the ugliest things ever made, I don't think it really dared to look for another design philosophy, so much as it tries to jam as much as it can into a single gun.
Favorite sidearm?
Cause I think it has a really cool shape to it, I'd have to say it's the HK23, but only if it has that really cool laser aiming module.
Virginia, have you ever had a wild animal as a pet?
Darn right I did. My little Aragorn. Man, he was so cute. He was a little salamander I caught in my backyard when I was a little girl. My mama went and got me a little box for him because I tried to bring him in the house. Well, she didn't like that, so I went back outside and got some dirt and wood, put it in there so he could feel at home. But he wouldn't eat nothing, and I didn't want him to die, of course, so I had to let him go in the backyard again. I did cry a little bit, but I'm sure Aragorn lived a full and happy life after that.
Marks or mug?
I'm a mug girl, obviously.
Opinion on Commando Store?
I think they're pretty darn cool. I really like that they're doing repros of stuff like that jacket from Behind Enemy Lines. And you know what? I've already pre-ordered my mock bus shoe that they're making.
Marsoc Colt or Navy Mark 25?
I'm a little more particular to the 226, but only because I think it was in the Jason Bourne movies. Not sure.
Does she play Warhammer, and if so, what army?
I actually had a few different armies. I had the Imperial Fists, I had Kriegsmen all from Forge World, I had Grey Knights, and I had the Chaos Marines as Night Lords. I don't really play anymore though, but I still do buy them and I still paint them from time to time.
Favorite AR barrel length?
The full 20 inches, the way God intended it to be.
NCR, Legion, House, or Independent? Choose carefully.
I guess Independent. I never really beat any of Todd Howard's games. I just go off and do my own thing till I got bored. I did manage to find the M1 Garand though, and I figured that was good enough.
Best doggo breed?
Greyhounds, of course. I just love their beady little eyes and long faces and sweet demeanor. Although, pugs and Boston Terriers have to be a very close second since my mama and papa got a pair of them.
38 or 380?
Definitely 38 all the way. I love my undercover 38 revolver. It makes me feel like a detective when I carry it around.
Do the flags stay on?
What? Of course not. I don't wear them to bed because they'd get all wrinkly, and I wouldn't wear them in the shower because they'd get wet.
Does she like chocolate?
I'm sorry, but who on this earth does not like chocolate? I'll tell you, I love dark chocolate.
Thoughts on Manols?
Oh my goodness, they are super cute. They're like big cat raccoons. Have you seen them? Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm about to get cuteness aggression over here.
Pineapple pizza, yes or no?
Yeah, but only sometimes. Like, it's gotta be with something salty like bacon or ham, maybe even sausage, but definitely not pepperoni. You can't mess with the pepperoni.
What's your opinion on civilian-owned war vessels?
They should definitely be a thing. Plus, to be honest, I think y'all should be able to own whatever the heck you want. Just saying.
Tea or coffee?
Definitely coffee. I've been drinking it since I was like 9 or 10. Not daily back then, of course, but every now and then I'd steal my mama's or my nana's. But, you know, they'd find out and be a little upset. But eventually they just gave up and gave me my own cup, so there you go.
What matters more? How expensive the AR-15 or how much you shoot it?
I'm sorry, but at the risk of sounding like a pedantic nerd, I'm gonna have to say neither. You know what really matters most is how often you train with it. Having a fancy pants expensive rifle don't mean much if you can't shoot it. Just shooting paper in a static and flat manner ain't any good either. Be running drills, get moving around. Wear your kit, beat up your gear. Don't be afraid of scratching up your gun. That's what gives her character.
Favorite car brand and model?
I'd have to say Chevy. And of course the 1960 Corvette convertible. I mean, what a beautiful thing that is. I'd love to have one for myself someday.
When will me dad come back with the milk?
Well, hun, I'm sure he's on his way back. Just any day now, any time.
Virginia, should I zero my rifle at 50 or 100 yards?
You should definitely follow the leader and zero in at 36 yards, cause that's where mine's at.
Favorite gun manufacturer?
Kel-Tec. They look like they have a lot of fun making things just for the sake of making them.
What's the first thing you gonna do after we elect you president?
Well, I must say I would be honored to be your president, and as your president, I would bring back Whitney firearms and make the Wolverine in a 9mm, and then I'd make it mandatory for every American to build a functioning American long rifle as a part of their high school graduation.
What's her favorite 1980s era service pistol?
I'd have to say HKP9.
Can she do a flip?
Well, luckily for y'all, I used to do gymnastics when I was younger, so I could definitely do that. But I'm not about to try it right now. I can't get hurt so soon, because I just, debuted.
Is she from Virginia and what part?
Darn right, born and raised in Hopewell, Virginia.
What's your most sought after unicorn gun?
Ooh, I'd have to say the Gooselov VG-15. Probably the coolest looking guns, and honestly, it looks perfect for a sci-fi setting. It'd be super neat if someone made new ones in a 5.56 instead of trying to make the STG.
Best belt-fed machine gun?
PKP or PKM. I think they look really cool, and honestly, they were my favorite to use in Battlefield.
What's your favorite story in the Bible?
Definitely Daniel and the Lion's Den. It's my favorite story because, at least for me, it means to never give up on what you believe in, and to have faith in God that He'll take care of you. My faith, I feel has definitely helped me grow into the person I am today, and given me the courage to stand strong in my beliefs. I have to believe that God has had a hand in all that, because otherwise, how else would it be possible?
Pro or anti-nog?
I definitely like eggnog, and I definitely like that it goes well with some rum.
Virginia, do you have anyone you're sweet on?
Maybe.
Are you an outdoor or indoor range kinda girl?
It would have to be an outdoor range. I would prefer that it be on private property. I don't want to have to hear some line of foot in my ear when I'm trying to have some fun.
Should the Kentucky musket be put into mass production?
Well, I think kids should be taught how to make one in school, but I don't think it should be mass produced. Personally, I think the Springfield rifle should be put into mass production, and it should be mandatory that one should be in every American household for anyone over the age 16.
What's her opinion on the ATF, GCA, and NFA?
They're completely worthless pieces of legislature and an equally worthless federal body. It's appalling that anyone even complies with any of that, but we'll just leave it at that.
What is the secret ingredient to preserving liberty?
You need to keep an open dialogue and know when the tree needs pruning and watering, if you know what I mean.
Does Virginia think the H-car was a tasteful modern LARP rendition of the BAR, or should it have stayed as God conceived it?
I mean, I've seen some alright configurations, and I'm sure it's an improvement over the original design. I'm just a classic girly.
Best anime?
Oh man, that's tough. I'd say Iria or Cardcaptor Sakura. I thought Iria was so cool when I was a little girl, but, the monster guys always scared me, so I could only watch it with my daddy. Then I thought Cardcaptor was super cute, and I wanted to wear all the cute stuff like she had, but then I wanted to be cool, and my brothers would make fun of me. So, I gotta be cool like Iria and cute like Sakura. That's why it's such a tough choice.
If you had to give up either beef, chicken, or pork, which one would you give up?
It'd probably have to be chicken. They're so adorable, and I do like eggs more than I like chicken cutlets, so there's no contest there.
Would you drug rug in an urban evasion scenario? Also, how long does the tail take to re-dye?
Ugh, I'd rather die than wear something like that. And the tail, for your information, occurs naturally, since the good Lord has blessed me by making me an anime woman.
What is the sexiest anti-material rifle and why is it the GM6 Lynx?
That's a weird way of saying the NTW-20. Now that is the true sexiest anti-material rifle.
Were you in the military? If you were, which branch?
I've never served, but my papa has. He was an EOD guy in the Army. I've only ever done rifle club in school.
Why are United States AK owners the most systematically oppressed people in world history? Are you part raccoon?
US AK owners are the most rightfully oppressed people because y'all have horrible taste in rifle preference. And no, I'm not part raccoon. At least, I don't think so.
What would you do in a Russian invasion of the United States type scenario or even the Second American Civil War?
Of course I'd retreat into the woods and form the Wolverines. I'm sure y'all would join me, right?
Is Pluto Nash her favorite movie?
Well, I've never seen this film, but just for you, I'll make sure I watch it and I'll give you my opinion.
Do you like cilantro?
You mean like eating it on its own? I mean, I've cooked with it, but I haven't tried it on its own. But yeah, I guess I do like cilantro.
Striker or hammer fired?
Hammer fired, for sure.
What can we actually do about repealing assault weapon bans and magazine bans?
Might I suggest staying active with your local government and making your voices heard, but also be active in your community, especially with the youth.
Team Cagville or Retroville?
Retroville for sure. There's so much more fun over there.
Phobia?
Well, I know y'all won't use it against me. I'm afraid of large bodies of water and heights. Unfortunately, I really do love sea critters, but I'm not going to be able to see them in their natural habitat. But, that's why I got a membership to my local zoo and aquarium. And heights, don't get me started on heights. I don't really like airplanes either because of the height thing. Oh, maybe I just said too much. Forget what you heard.
What would you think of me starting a military and taking over a country in your honor?
Aw, well, aren't you sweet? But you don't need to do anything like that. You could buy some merch. A small portion does go to the NAGR. I'm so grateful to have such dedicated fans, and, I just love y'all.
Would you carry double stack 1911?
I do carry one, but only in my shoulder holster during the fall and winter. Y'all know I'm too small, and obviously it's too bulky for me to conceal otherwise.
Am I a FUD for refusing to conform to 9mm? I only have handguns in 45 ACP and I'm in my early 20s.
Nah, I don't think so. I think as long as you know that an M16 and an AR-15 are the same thing, I wouldn't say you're a FUD. I would suggest that you get something in a 9mm though. It could be pretty handy to have.
Can she fix FUD Chan?
I'm sorry, but only God can save the FUDs. May they find His mercy. Amen.
Is the Colt R80 monitor superior to the 1918 A2 BAR?
From what I'm told, it's superior in performance, but the classic BAR is still my personal favorite. I think it just looks cooler.
Unregistered machine guns, are they based or cringe?
Based as can be. We shouldn't have to register for anything if you ask me.
Favorite M16 variant?
It's gotta be the M16A2 with the M203 launcher, and the cool handguard that looks like a heat shield. Sheesh, maximum cool factor with that one.
Is she a fan of haunts?
Oh, I just love horsies. My Nana and Pop got a couple, and I love hanging out with them when I go visit. I've also just recently got addicted to VTubers too, and my favorite, or Oshi, I think, is Tomoe Umari. I think she's got a really nice aesthetic, and she's got a pretty voice too.
Do beans go in chili?
Depends on what kind of chili you're trying to make, but I prefer my chili without beans.
Fedorov Avtomat or STG-44?
Fedorov for sure. I think it looks cooler, and I think the STG is way, way overrated.
Favorite girl's frontline character?
MP5? She's just so gosh darn cute. And then I'd have to say a runner-up would be Wellride for her cool factor.
Paper or plastic straws?
Oh my goodness, it's her. She likes me? Plastic.
Which Christian denomination is she?
I'm a Catholic.
What's your favorite foreign/non-American firearm?
Oh, it's definitely a Steyr AUG. It's very close to my all-time favorite rifle, only beaten by the Car 15.
How can we mobilize more based anime? I'm talking Pipkin Pippa, Kirsha, Smug Alana, Leaflet, Remy Springs. I need more of this. The world needs more of this.
You know, I think conservative linotypes need to stop abandoning creatives and make a more earnest effort in trying to understand and adapt to the changing culture. I mean, the Catholic Church made loose for crying out loud, so more people should start looking into this more seriously if they're open about it. And you know, I'm hoping to be a positive force for the preservation of our liberties.
If you could only use guns from one country, which would you pick?
Austria, for obvious reasons.
Does it ever get better?
Oh, hun. It gets better. It does. You just gotta aim high, keep moving forward, and have faith in knowing that the Lord will see you through no matter what.
If you could provide any historical figure with any gun from history, what figure and what gun?
Definitely George Washington in a warehouse of M16s. The British wouldn't even be able to comprehend the level of defeat they'd face.
Favorite period of history, either American or worldwide?
Oh man. I can't really pick a favorite. I think it would have been cool to see ancient Egypt and Rome at their heights. But for American history though, it'd be the space race with the Soviets. I'd give anything to go back in time and watch the moon landing with the rest of the world.
How does she like her steaks?
Medium rare, of course.
How was it growing up, and what were some fun things you did in your younger days?
Growing up was alright. Mama and Papa didn't fight, and my brothers, well, they were your typical brothers. I do remember though my oldest brother got a really cool video camera for Christmas one year, and we went and made a whole bunch of home movies about fighting off giant bugs. My brothers were too scared though to go beetle hunting. So I went and I grabbed all the big bad bugs and I held them in front of the camera and I made them look super big. We still got the tapes and we watched them every Christmas. Man, thinking about it makes me want to go beetle hunting. Do you want to go beetle hunting?
What is your opinion on KFC changing their HQ from Kentucky to Texas?
I don't think it's that big a deal unless they change their name to Texas Fried Chicken, which, if I'm being honest, doesn't really roll off the tongue that easy. There's no biggie though, we already know that Popeyes is the only good fried chicken place around here, and that Cane's is the worst, and, well, then we...
I got his arms, grab his legs, grab it!
Well, I think that just about does it for this Q&A video. Thank you guys so much for the support. We never expected the turnout to be like this. Y'all have been so delightful, and reading your comments has been so much fun. Don't forget to pick up some merch from the store and to donate to the NAGR, and most importantly, go out and get involved in your community. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.